So it took me 4 hours to fix that.
Jeez.
And people think that I don't, because I'm a KDE simp, super simp, that I don't see all the issues of KDE. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Just go to the audio settings in the KDE settings panel. You are going to have a heart attack because of you got maybe how many 12 sliders. I'm like, why? And did you watch the Nicolo video where he started talking about him being envious of GNOME? KDE
I
developer
don't
envies
believe so.
GNOME, I think it's called.
Um,
His previous to last video,
previous and last video.
the one before KDE is not a desktop environment.
The GNOME. Wait, no, what is it? GNOME
Nicolo.
professional GNOME 40 for the update KDE needs. Is that it?
Yes, that's the one.
No, I've not seen that one yet. No.
You should watch it.
His production quality is way better than mine. Jeez. I've not watched one of his videos in a while. I didn't realize like he had this fancy
I
background now.
I follow him because he's got a point of view of somebody from the inside of KDE. Basically.
Yep.
And I'm gonna have him on my show when I get back from Serbia. So I love this kid. He's funny. He's got limited inside view. He's a KDE panel guy, as I call him, the KDE panel guy.
Yeah.
Who gets a little bit of tidbits from here and there. He's constantly on the KDE Telegram, of course, and the new KDE Discuss. But yeah, I can get a few insider opinions. Like, for example, when it comes to Lattedoc, he's the one who told me that they're picking it up as a KDE official KDE application at some point. He never pointed out when, because right now they have so much on their plate. I don't think they're gonna pick it up anytime soon. They have Qt6, they have Plasma 6, they have way too many things. But he told me that for it to be picked up by the KDE team, it has to have at least one maintainer. It cannot. They don't pick up a project without any maintainer.
Right, that makes sense.
Oh,
otherwise you're just taking on the maintenance burden without really.
Yeah, they need someone.
Yeah.
So, but it's still receiving community support. So there are commits from time to time. He even mentions it in his video, in his rising themes video, whatever. But yeah, Zero Linux is very conservative on what we use. I am very opinionated on what to include on Zero Linux. I don't want to include too much because I don't want to become Garuda.
Right.
I've tried to be Garuda, and I saw people crying and tears of blood, as we call them. Bloated. There's even some people who call any distro with one text editor more than what comes with a desktop environment bloat.
Look, at the end of the day,
600 kilobytes more, and it's bloat.
At the end of the day, there's gonna be someone that calls it bloat. No matter what you try to do, there is a GUI bloat. It's KDE bloat. Why are you not using DWM bloat?
No, there's somebody who replied to those people in a very good way. Stick to the TTY.
Exactly.
You don't want bloat? Stick to the TTY.
Computers are bloat. Use notepads.
But anyway, I learned a lot being in the Linux community. I started because people told me grow a thick skin. I never understood what the meaning of the expression until I got into the Linux community, and I started posting about the issues on the Arch forums.
Yep. The fun place.
Garuda. Yeah, I saw what they meant. So like some people keep like some people on other videos who talk about me. They sometimes say, "Oh, that guy who keeps asking for donations, that guy, whatever." I don't see them anymore. The way Linus Tech Tips doesn't see ads on websites because he grew numb to them. Well, that's the way I grew numb to negative. Unless it's constructive criticism, I am numb to them.
Well, you did that a lot quicker than I
And
did. It took me a couple of years to get to that point.
it took me a few months.
Yeah, I ever since I started the channel, there's always been people leaving. The most common one I get is just dumb comments about my beard. Like, I don't care anymore. Like, I've heard every single insult you can possibly think of. Like, okay, what are we doing here?
For me, the most negative is my distro being Bloat, is being Garuda. He's trying to mimic Garuda. He's Garuda. What's so different between Zero Linux and Garuda? It looks exactly like Garuda. Garuda this, Garuda that. And there's another thing I get is Garuda told us that Latte Dock is no longer maintained. They switched to the KDE panel. I was like, you need to clarify which Latte package is out of date and no longer maintained. We're like, what do you mean? I was like, the Git package, Git master branch package is still being maintained by the community. But the regular package, Latte Dock, regular package, yes, it's no longer being maintained because the maintainer quit his job. He's no longer maintaining it. They don't know the difference between Git master branch and the regular package.